How's it going?
It's going. I came up to get energy from the car.
Okay, you were passed out.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking sorry. I just moved out my...
Hey, Eric here. Welcome to my channel, a channel that I like to use to talk about and expose lazy, poorly trained, corrupt government officials and public servants and idiotic, tyrannical law enforcement officers. Today's video covers an interaction that happened on July 10th in Colchester, Vermont. It started with a dispatch call about a man involved in a possible domestic situation with drug use involved. When I rolled up, I thought it was a traffic stop. The officer was asking the individual if he was willing to submit to a field sobriety test. I posted the video on my channel from my perspective, and the video got about 250 views with over 100 comments. A lot of the comments were adverse to me, and some of them were me jumping in to give my perspective. So I wanted to get the body-worn camera footage so I could view the stop from the officer's lens to see if I could get a better look at it. So here's some excerpts from that stop for you to take a look at.
Hi, my name is Heather. I'm the general manager at the Motel 6 in Colchester. I have two guests that are due to check out of room 329, and they're checking out an hour and a half late. It's under the name Michael King. And they just came down to check out, but the girl that was in the room with him came down crying, freaking out, saying she's trying to get away from him or something like that. He took off in his black BMW, but he keeps circling the McDonald's parking lot and our parking lot. And they're both definitely under the influence. Yes, ma'am. And they're definitely on something, crack or meth, but... so she's up in the room. I gave her a key that he wouldn't be able to get in to the room once she uses hers. He's not currently on the property, but he does keep driving through. So she asked if I could call you guys.
And did she give you her name, or do you just have Michael's?
Hi. How's it going?
It's going. I came up to get energy from the car.
Okay, you were passed out.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking sorry. I just moved out my apartment.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, grab a napkin in my face.
If you need a napkin, you can grab a napkin. So, due to the report we got, okay, the way you're acting, everything like that, would you mind giving consent to search the car?
Sobriety test, whatever, bro. Like,
Do you mind if I search the car? I mean, you can...
You're not being harassed at this point.
You're not being harassed. We're investigating something due to a call that happened, and then we were notified that there's possible drug use that happened this morning between you and the female. So the reason I'm asking for consent to search is to see if you have any drugs on you or anything. There may or may not be.
There's no fucking drugs in the car, bro. Like,
okay. If there's no drugs in the car, you wouldn't, like...
No, because this is harassment. I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with already before.
Okay.
Those you can see that. Like, I'm not, dude. I'll take a sobriety test to prove I'm not underneath the fucking use of anything, dude. Like, this is harassment, bro.
Okay.
It's harassment, man. Like, I made my mistake.
He said I can do a sobriety test, which I'm not a DRE, so... Yeah, he's vaping this whole time. And there's a lighter on the ground. There's nothing else other than a Narcan. I don't see anything else. And you left there, and you drove here to get air.
Yeah, after I went to fucking McDonald's.
Okay. Okay. And you just went to McDonald's, drove up here, parked.
Yeah.
And then you just fell asleep while texting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Michael, would you be willing to do field sobriety tests?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
I'm fucking tired, dude. Like, I have no reason to do anything, dude.
Okay.
Like, dude, I'm literally going through a fucking goddamn I'm not fucking up, bro.
Okay.
I can't afford to do that, bro.
Even viewing this situation in the most objective light, clearly there's something wrong with this guy. The officers did a plain view search of the vehicle and only spotted a lighter and Narcan. Not enough for a warrantless search under the plain view doctrine. The officer then stated he wasn't a drug recognition expert and switched to a fishing expedition, getting the driver to admit that he'd been driving from the Motel 6 to McDonald's, then to the gas station. That admission gave the officer probable cause for a field sobriety test. The officer then asked if he'd submit since he now had driving confirmed and the guy looked impaired. That's when I showed up and told him not to do it, not to comply with the officer's demands. This is when the interaction took a dramatic turn. The officer radioed the others investigating the girl and claims the driver wasn't consenting to a field sobriety test or a search. And there wasn't enough to proceed, even though he'd already agreed to a field sobriety test 3 times. And the officer carefully avoided the term reasonable suspicion despite the domestic call abuse, the drug use dispatch call, the 2 witnesses giving statements on scene, the driver slumped over the steering wheel with slurred speech and erratic movements. This met the minimal threshold for reasonable suspicion.
People do it.
Let's keep you safe, man. Let's keep you safe.
So, Michael,
You have 2 armed thugs around you.
You would agree to doing field sobriety tests?
Don't do it, man.
So, Michael, you said you would agree? You would agree to doing field sobriety tests?
I can, but at the same time, I don't feel like fucking.
You don't have to do anything. It's impeding activity, sir. You're welcome to video record.
I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong.
Well, right now, due to your actions, you were passed out behind the wheel, and due to the reports that we got,
Don't do it, man.
I would feel comfortable if you want to do it and prove me wrong.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
And if I don't do
Giving
it,
them
what?
evidence against you in court if you do.
I have reasonable belief that you could be under the influence of something.
And now, no matter what, if I do it,
Field sobriety tests are designed to make you fail.
So you don't want to do? He's not giving us any permission to do a field sobriety test or anything. I mean, all I have is him pass out the wheel and jittery. That's it. The car, I couldn't tell if it was on. The keys were on the dash, but it's a push button. The dashboard was on. Yeah, I got his name and number. When he leaves, I'll follow behind him to see if there's any other operation, just to see it, and go from there. I know. He's refusing to do any tests, refusing to search, and then the First Amendment auditor is here and he's not helping out either, so. Yep, no problem, bye. Victor's saying not to let him drive at all. But I can't.
Victor's not here.
I know, I can't prove.
We don't have
To get good contact, even the witnesses are all under the influence too, so. He said just get, if he leaves, I'll follow him a little bit, but. So right now you're being released, okay? If you're not okay to drive, you need to let me know.
I'm 1,000%
Okay.
bro.
Just,
I have nobody in the bullshit. I'm
Okay.
not going to drive away from 2 police officers and not okay to drive, bro.
I know, I'm just making sure. Okay.
I'm good to drive.
Okay.
You fucking idiot. What a moron.
Me?
The only reason they're letting you go is because I'm fucking standing here. Drive away if they're letting you go, you fucking retard.
Alright, Mike.
What a fucking moron. What a retard. You can't even help someone. Oh, God. See you, dude. You're welcome. Welcome, brother. Yeah, no problem.
Alright. Thank you.
You guys say.
After watching that, you can clearly see the officers had everything they needed. The guy admitted to driving, he was clearly impaired, and he never invoked his right to remain silent, giving them probable cause for a field sobriety test that would have most certainly led to his arrest and a search of the vehicle. If he just stayed quiet and not answered any of their questions, the cop would have had nothing to go on to even get to that point. I don't know exactly how I feel about the role I played here, considering the guy was clearly not in the right state of mind. He admitted driving when he kept answering the cops' questions, and those answers were being used against him the whole time. And he was obviously placing motorists in danger if he would have drove off. When I showed up, the guy recanted his consent to sobriety test after giving it voluntarily 3 times before I showed up. The officers then stated that the individual wasn't consenting to a field sobriety test or a search, and that the First Amendment auditor was there, making the situation more difficult. Right after that, he said he was going to let him go, follow him to see if he committed any traffic infractions to get a second chance at the guy when I wasn't standing there. If you guys are interested in the original video, it's going to be linked in the description. I'm also going to put in the description the full video that I got from the police, from my Freedom of Information Act request to the police department. And I'm going to include also the police report and the dispatch call. Thanks for watching.